Pelicans win 125-118, and you know what that means? Free tots at Company Burger. Mention PPT at Company Burger, located 4600 Ferret Street. Tomorrow you get free tots. Let's do it.
First took away. That's what this. Get your money's worth now.
Presented by the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. If you've been injured in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, hurt offshore, Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Yes, a free consultation. They always fight for the win. Jarrett and Chaz joining tonight. Make sure you smash the like button. Already have like over 140 people here. Appreciate y'all. Before we get in the show, I have this in my notes. Happy 20th anniversary to Theo's Pizzas. Their 20th anniversary of their opening day. Shout out to Theo's. They get a W for Theo. So happy 20th to Theo's.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Theo.
Hey, 20 years is a long time, dog, for a small business.
Most restaurants fail within their first 2 years. So Theo's is exceptional.
Shout out Theo's. Jarrett, let's talk about exceptional Brandon and Zion tonight. Well, first, let's talk about Zion. Clear adjustment. I mean, they must have been listening to Chaz. Stop posting him on the block. And tonight, Zion Williamson, multiple times in that first quarter, you saw him operate from the high elbow area. Also, they spaced him with Jordan Hawkins in the corner. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, something we've all been talking about at length, for the past, umpteen years at this point. Yeah, Zion in the mid post, great to see. Easier kickouts to Jordan Hawkins. Shout out to that young man, and we'll talk about him too. But keeping Zion in the lane, right? The width of the lane and allowing him to operate is best suited for him, right? He can shoot the midi. We want to see more of that, but also he can get to the rim. And if you double off that, it's a kick to the wing. Like, just making basketball sense of it all. Right. And he's a good basketball player, and he'll adjust to what the defense is giving him. And the more times he's in those positions, the more he learns, and the more times he downloads information. He said in his post-game presser, it was like he's a painter, and once he creates this lay of the land, he can, create. Yeah. Allow the painter to create. That's good.
Yeah. Speaking of creating, Chaz, this is from Will Guillory, but let me take this coming off real quick. Shot chart from Golden State to tonight against Indiana. You can clearly see a difference, right? You see most of his shots on the left-hand side or in the mid. This time he had about three right-handed attempts, 2 in the middle, and then also attempted 3-pointer. What did you see different from Zion tonight?
I saw more of a sense of urgency. Out the gate with the first set, I was like, oh, it's about to be a bad game. It is about to be a bad game, right? But I think once the team started playing with pace, everything kind of fell in place. I feel like Zion is a vibe player. If guys are running the gun and you get them touches early in the game, first shot goes down, you'll see the confidence build. You see more buy-in defensively. Feel like he took more risk tonight. A couple risks he probably shouldn't have taken. We'll talk about the 360 alley. You got to have fun, but let's hit the single. Let's hit the single, get the points. But I thought, to me, the most impressive thing was his passing and the rebounding. I was really happy about that. He made the overwhelming majority of his free throws. I know Zion is a high efficiency player, so him scoring doesn't really impress me at this point. It seems impressive when you haven't been scoring, but him scoring doesn't necessarily impress me. It's about the other things with him specifically. 11 5 defensive rebounds, so 6 rebounds total. Got to get that up, but 10 assists, 2 steals. Couple of those turnovers with the offensive fouls on the screen. I thought one of them might have been the guard's fault, because the guards aren't very patient, but Zion also doesn't set great screens also. But I thought tonight what you saw was a combination of things. By the Pelicans were blessed to catch Miles Turner on his first game back. Jackson went out with injury, and they took great advantage of that. They abused Siakam all night. Ooh. Like, Siakam couldn't do anything. So shout out to Zion for answering the call.
Yeah, and also, Chaz, you had an interesting tweet today, or not interesting, but it made sense. I think, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. I saw a screenshot of how Golden State was playing Zion. Basically, Zion was at the top of the key, and Draymond Green was literally 2 feet in the paint guarding him, and you simply said, just shoot it, right? Just shoot it.
Man.
You just have to shoot it. He shot, let's see, how many did he finish up with tonight? So he shot 2, went 1 for 2. You're going to take that all night, Jarrett. Like
that's all you need him to take.
That's all you got to do. If the defense is giving that to you, you got to take it.
Yeah, yeah. That's his point. We're not asking Zion to shoot 6 threes a game. It'd be amazing if he did, but let's start at right. Let's keep it at 2 threes a game. Just if they're gonna guard you from the 3 while you're at the 3-point line, they're gonna be at the free throw line extended. Just shoot it, bro. You're a decent shooter. Your form isn't terrible. I mean, any other shot anybody else takes isn't gonna be as great, and it messes up the offense if you don't shoot it. Right?
Exactly.
Like it gets you out of rhythm. So just pull and live with the results.
Yeah, and Chaz, you actually made an interesting point. You said like sometimes Zion has to challenge himself. Like he's got to do stuff in the game that's uncomfortable. Maybe not. Like, do we want him shooting 4 or 5 threes a night? As Jared said, no. But you got to shoot 2. You got to make them at least respect you.
I felt like I would advocate for him. This is funny. But I just told Justin last night, like, man, you gotta start Brandon Boston, man, or I do it out because
we're gonna talk about Brandon. We got a lot of talking points. We got a lot of talking points.
With Zion, that's why I kind of advocate for him taking the wide open 3 even more than taking the mid range, because you're still dribbling into the teeth of the defense. Zion isn't a guy who jumps, so he doesn't get really high off the ground. And the 3 that he missed, I think he had the ball, he was confused. It wasn't in rhythm. So if he would have took a rhythm dribble, they wouldn't have ran up to contest it. It would have still been wide open. But you have to do it enough to know these things. So you got to get out of your comfort zone. And that's kind of the theme with the Pelicans this season.
Yeah, and here's the Zion 3. Shout out Lala.
And it's a 2-point lead for the Pels. Stafford with his 4th bucket of the game. Z gets it outside.
Look, if Obi Toppin's guarding you from the elbow, go ahead, Jared.
To Chaz's point, like if you can find the other one, like if you can tell the difference between the first 3 that he took and that one, it's night and day. It's super confident. Like he's not even, oh, you're gonna stay right there. All right, it's pulled. It's almost like second nature to him. But the first one, like he thought about, took a second. You're out of rhythm. You don't even get yourself back. You just pull because I gotta shoot this one, rather than making something else out of it.
Yeah. And by the way, like, would any of y'all be mad if he missed it? Would any of y'all be mad if he missed that shot?
Nah, I don't care if you go 0 for 4. And this is a situation, I tweeted this, and we'll talk about Brandon a bit, but this was a game where I wouldn't give a fuck if you went 0 for 4, 0 for 6. When you injured like this, you got to play with reckless abandonment. You got to leave it all on the floor, because you got your margin. You don't even have a margin for error. Like the Pacers have been awful this season, but even with them being awful, you don't have much of a margin for error. You have to be like the Clippers, where every night you got to leave everything on the floor.
Yeah. And look, I think the last thing we need to talk about Zion, we're going to talk about Brandon here next is, and Chris made a really good point on Chaz. We'll start with you. It feels like Zion responds very well to criticism. We've been through this multiple times, all right? Vividly, I remember when CJ first gets traded over to New Orleans, CJ calls him out on All-Star Weekend. Obviously, at the Lakers debacle, gets called out on national TV by Shaq and TNT and everybody nationally. He responds. I'm not saying that his performance against Golden State was on a national level. I mean, it was pretty bad, but once again, there were a lot of criticism of Zion, and rightfully so. But tonight, he responded and played in a way that he has to play moving forward for this team to have a chance.
I think it was a combination of things. I think, for one, you should have expectations of Zion, and it shouldn't take for people to speaking negatively about you or calling it how it is for you to respond. Now, I did think quite a bit of it was a bit of an overreaction, because I just know who. One thing about the Pelicans, like all these players that have been here, I know who I'm dealing with. So with Zion, I'm like, he gonna figure it out at some point. But the thing is, some people only respond to negativity. Some people only respond to disrespect. So when you praising Zion, oh, he came into the season looking great. He's been more dedicated than ever. That's not what he responds to. Like you gotta like tonight, Zion was introduced first, Brandon introduced last. But that's what he responds to. Even small things like that subconsciously. You're like, I know people don't really rock with me. Are you crazy? You probably been rewarded the most shit for a player who didn't like necessarily deserve it in recent history. Talking about people don't rock with you. Like everybody wants you to win in the organization and in the city. You have to live up to that standard. So to me, tonight he did it. It got to continue. DJ Drama. Yo, if we get the likes up, shout out to DJ Trauma Gaming. If we get the likes up, we taking calls. It's about 397. Y'all got to get the likes up, man. Hit that like button.
The likes button. We do plan on doing a live session, live call session later in the show. As always, special like button. And if you haven't, by the way, Jared, didn't mean to cut you off, but as this group has done lately, we knew about the CJ McCollum news last night, dropped it for our members. So if you want to join and get inside information, you can also become a member of the show. So Jared, let's talk about, as Chaz said, Zion Williamson responding to criticism. What did you think of his just overall play? He just looked like a different player tonight. Yeah.
Before I talk about Zion, Justin told me we're not doing the telephone thing until the calling thing until we get 250 likes. We're not going. We're not going for it. That's what he said. That's what he told me.
That's fair. I forgot I said that. 250.
Yeah, man. So 250 likes, and then we'll start. But yeah, it just looked like a different player. But again, we're used to Zion having slow starts. Like, we know what it is. Maybe it's the negative comments. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just him getting in better shape. He looked like a guy. I think he played, 37 minutes tonight?
Yeah, 37 minutes tonight.
Let's keep that number up. Let's keep that number right around there. And also, in true New Orleans fashion, people just tend to respond when their backs are against the wall. I don't know what it is. It just kind of just makes sense, right? Guys are, not stop playing back, getting injured left and right. You don't know who's in the lineup, and you just got to take it upon yourself finally and make some shit happen. And you and Brandon finally got together and made some shit happen.
Yeah. And look, Jarrett, they ran that pick and roll. I was telling you about late in the game. They ran it.
Oh my God. I can't wait to talk about this.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, but they ran it back-to-back times too. And then they tried to do it the third time. And that's when Zion's undisciplined screening. And, allegedly never mind. We're not going to go there. Either way though, I guess we'll talk about it. That 2-man game late in the fourth, Zion, as I said, put Brandon at the top of the key. Usually I'd probably want DeJounte if he's healthier. But they put Brandon at the point of attack. Zion comes sprinting up, sets a screen. Brandon gets an advantage. They score. Yeah,
even before that, I think it's the side pick and roll on the left
angle,
side.
It was after. That was the play after the angle PNR.
Dog,
wide open.
It's
on the left side. On the left side. It makes sense.
On the left side, cleared out, and you had space to do it because you had a shooter in the other corner, so the help has to stay attached to that. It's just making sense. It makes so much sense to put Zion and Brandon, your two best players, in a pick and roll that's advantageous. Great pass by Brandon Ingram, finished by Zion Williamson over a smaller defender. Like, it just makes sense.
Isn't that beautiful? And here's another thing. Chaz, what I loved about, oh shit, I'm sorry, Jarrett, because Lala's a professional.
4.5 to play. Brandon again with Siakam. Wanted to go back. How about that bounce? Yes!
I knew Jordan Hawk was in the other corner. I did not see Yves Missi right there. My apologies.
How dare you? How dare you make a mistake? You're not allowed to make mistakes. But
my bad.
Let's I want to run it one more time because it's the setting of the screen that makes it happen.
4.5 to play. Brandon again with Siakam.
That's it. Zion got a piece of Siakam. I'm not saying you got like square him up chest to chest, like chest to shoulder, but he got enough pause. He got enough of Siakam. And Brandon had time, drew 2. Zion rolls on his left-hand side.
But that also comes from repetition. Brandon, like, he has the hot hand, right? He's making plays. You have to respect him. Now that Brandon theoretically shoots threes now, you have to guard him a little closer to the line. You can't necessarily sag off. The play is there. It's creating space for everybody else by doing something. If you're helping someone, you're going to be rewarded for it by helping. Yep. Oh, man, it's just basketball.
Beautiful.
It's just basketball.
Chaz, one more thing. Early in the game, thought this was
They got better than 90 shots a game on average.
Before we start, Zion's in the left corner, and I understand. I don't like Zion in the left corner. When he's doing this then makes sense.
They got better than 90 shots a game on average. Brandon's got Z.
Miles Turner doesn't even look.
Let Chaz go first, and then
Well, you know, I try.
It's
I
just
try to
him moving.
No, yeah, it's just him moving, but it's also Miles Turner's first game back and him falling asleep. So the thing I'm looking for the most with a game like this is what's repeatable. Now, the fact that they park him in the corner so often and he doesn't move, people gonna just presume that he just gonna stay there because you got a history of just staying there. But him cutting, him diving, and I'm glad they didn't run that, you know, him cutting across the middle thing a bunch of times. I was tired of that. I'm glad they put that to bed.
In the lane. There's 6 people in the lane.
Oh God, I hate it. Right. So I like it. I just want to see things that's repeatable, and hopefully they take some things away from this game and they continue to put them into action. And that's what I'm hoping for. But I can't really drink the Kool-Aid, to be real. I'm just happy about what happened. I'm taking the wins, but
I'm gonna take a sip of the Kool-Aid a little bit. Listen, Yves is the one that makes the play for me. To be honest with y'all.
You want me to run it again?
Yeah, because go ahead.
No, explain it first.
Yeah, like the screen, but the fact that Yves rolls so hard, right? It almost forces you to think he might get this damn basketball. Because most people, when they know they're about to get the basketball, they run a little bit harder. But Yves runs hard all the time. So it forces Miles, when he sees it, like, oh, I got to go help. Because this might get the basketball right here. And once you step up and you get caught in no man's land, you realize, and Miles probably realizes that they get back in defense of Brandon, Zion's already behind him. He's already lost track of Brandon. I mean, lost track of Zion.
And that's a good point, Jared and Chaz. Back to your point, I also think, I know it was Miles' first game back, but when Brandon's got the basketball, the defense is all keyed on Brandon. So all 10 eyes are on Brandon. Those are good opportunities for Zion. You forget about your guy in the corner. You think he's just sitting there, sneak right behind him, alley-oop. So let's run that.
They got better than 90 shots a game on average. Brandon's got Z.
Just simple basketball.
Yeah, man.
Just really good simple basketball.
Crazy about Brandon Boston, and like people like, no, it's like 100 comments about my cousin. Yo, Brandon, he ain't. Hold on, let me see. No, right, I'm gonna call you back. I was him just now, man. No, yeah, Brandon was like, yeah, he definitely.
We're gonna talk Brandon. We're gonna talk
Brandon Boston. He was balling. We're gonna talk about him.
Yeah, he was. All right. I had this in my notes. I don't know if anyone was at the game or if anyone saw an alt version of this. What happened at the beginning of the second quarter where Willie called a timeout with 11 seconds into the second quarter and pulled Jose? Wait, what did TJ McConnell do?
Turnover.
Do the Jose Alvarado and steal the basketball
on Jose Alvarado?
I don't think it was like, he stole the inbounds pass. I don't know.
They attributed it to JRE, but
yeah, because I didn't know who was at fault here. The Gulf Coast Sports Network didn't even show it because Joel was running an ad, and next thing I know, they called timeout. Jose Alvarado's on the bench, and I was like, I thought that was just weird.
Probably wasn't paying attention to the basketball or TJ McConnell. He probably must have said it in the huddle, like, "Hey, you need to watch with TJ McConnell here." Mm-hmm. Just fell asleep at the wheel.
Can I add this also? Yeah. That's one of those. See, that's a Popovich type timeout to get everybody, like, hey, this is a game on the margins right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have very little room for error. So I like that timeout to kind of get everybody regrouped and refocused and locked in, because this game was up for grabs. This game really came down to the margins. I'll just say that. It came down to the margins, and calling a timeout and getting everybody regrouped could have been the difference between this game getting out of hand and this game being consistent for the Pelicans down the stretch and being able to close. So I think that was a really good timeout by the coaching staff.
And speaking of the coaching staff, I do want to mention this. I have my notes. The challenge. I did not know that new rule. I did not know that if there's a clear foul and the ball goes off of you, I didn't know you could review that it was a foul. So that was a great catch because I was like, when they were challenging, I was like, that's off Missi. Like, what are they looking at? I didn't know that you can challenge if the turnover is caused by a foul, they can review it and reverse it. So that was a really good job by the coaching staff as well.
To hold on, Justin. To second Chaz's point, like Willie Green had 2 really good timeouts. That one and the one in the first quarter, because you were down 2-11, I believe, in the first quarter, and you call that timeout. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. 11-2 early in the first. Yeah.
This game could have got away real quick. So you call a timeout. The guys kind of, I think you eventually cut it to like a 3-point deficit in the first quarter. So it's a really good timeout by Willie Green 2 times in this game.
Yeah. Let's talk Brandon Ingram, Chaz. So 26.7 assists, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, goes 3 of 8 from deep. What'd you see from him tonight? Because obviously, I mean, shooting 8 3-point attempts. He was not aggressive at all a couple nights ago. He just basically just checked out. Tonight, responded again. Yeah. What'd you see from him?
He didn't have a great shooting performance, but he did everything the team needed him to do to win. Made all his free throws, 6 rebounds. He could have probably had about 8, 9 of them motherfuckers if the team was knocking down shots in the first half. Because I thought he made some really good passes. 7 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, only 2 turnovers. I thought he played good. Now, toward the end of the game, he got a little crazy in the mid range. Like it got a little crazy. But I think he did everything the team needed him to do to win. Like this isn't really a box office game for Brandon. Because if you look at the flow of the game, I think what he did was like immeasurable. Like he took 25 shots and scored 26 points. Normally for me, I would say that's a terrible shooting night. But at the same time, with the injuries on this motherfucking team, you better shoot the ball 30 times and just hey, shoot it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shoot it.
Can I mention, Jared, before we get to your thoughts, can I mention one thing about the whole injury thing? And I see a lot of people saying like, oh, the medical staff and this and that and complaining. Like DeJounte Murray broke his hand on a freak accident. CJ McCollum's got an oblique? Is that like, okay. Obviously Trey Murphy with a hamstring. That's tough. Jordan Hawkins has back spasms. Like I just like these are.
Did we not just watch the game where Indiana had 2 players that have a possible Achilles injury? Did we just not watch that game?
Yeah. Like Amy Atmore and her staff are fantastic. They've gotten Zion Williamson playing games or gotten Brandon really healthy. So like they do a great job. It's just like it's just the freak injuries that keep happening to this team is insane.
You look at Orlando, there's a ton of different teams.
That's a whole different discussion, guys. Like that's something that actually I think needs to be talked about as a whole. All these injuries. I mean, Paolo just went out. It sucks. It sucks to see star players not playing. So and then shout out to Tyson Hawkins. Tyson is clearly hurt. I mean, he's clearly hurt. He's battling through injuries. I thought he was somewhat productive tonight. I mean, it's either that or JRE, Chaz. Literally, it's either that or JRE.
No, I'm laughing because you said Tyson Hawkins. I was like, who the fuck is Tyson? Oh, I didn't know. I was like, who is that?
Tyson and then Hawkins. I didn't realize Hawkins. Had back spasms, and then I was shocked he came back. I was shocked.
Yeah, I was really. Go ahead, Five. Go ahead.
No. Y'all was talking about the injuries. I just want to be funny. Whenever y'all ready to go burn some sage at the Smoothie King Center, I'll be down. Oh yeah. I get my Kyrie on, and we get the Superdome with it too. And they probably got a couple of dead bodies that just floating around under the building. Kind of need to move that along.
Y'all want to hear before I speak on Tyson Hawkins? No, Aaron Naismith was 5 for 5 and 2 for 2 from beyond the arc before he hurt his ankle. Like that's what I was saying. Look, you take your motherfucking wins where you can get them because we hurt. Yeah. It is what it is. But I think Tyson's has been very serviceable. He always good for a block. Hit another 3 tonight. All them dudes battling right now, man. It's the MASH squad, so it is what it is. He did his thing.
And then I forgot about Herb Jones' injury. Like that's not like that. What's his name lands like right on his shoulder. Oh, is it Podziemski lands right on his shoulder and like it's just bad luck, man. It's just it's really unfortunate, but. I mean, there's not much really the medical staff can really do. All right, so let's talk about Tyson Hawkins, but mainly let's talk about Jordan Hawkins, Shaz. Once again, I know defensively he's not great, okay, but offensively he's extremely gifted. He does things that this team needs. You want to talk about like he has 23 points tonight. He goes 7 of 8 from the free throw line, attempts 8 threes, only goes 2 of 8, but basically ices the game.
Yeah.
Last 4 free throws was 3 or 4. He started talking some shit to Ben Mathurin at the end of the game. What are you seeing from him? Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs with Hawk, but night in and night out, he can put up 23, 24 points a night.
Yeah, I think it's just all about how you're using him and how he's utilized, right? I think one of the reasons he's targeted defensively is because he's probably playing more minutes than he was intended to at this stage due to injury. But offensively, I think he hit big shot after big shot tonight. Like you say, I felt like he iced the game. One thing about him, he keeps the same level of intensity and stamina throughout the entire game. And
Yes,
to
he
me,
does.
that's incredibly meaningful. There was one play in the first half, Zion's at the top of the key, dishes it to Hawkins. Like, it's a simple play. This is like Zion could average 15 fucking assists playing with Hawkins and Trey. Because it's a simple little like dish, and Hawkins dagger three. Well, not dagger three, but three barely touches the net. Net doesn't budge. And it's like, it was right there. It's right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's an easy, simple play, easy way to like steal a big possession if you're the Pelicans. I think Hawkins, again, thinks been exemplary, especially considering what he's playing through, to be able to keep running and moving off ball with a bad back. I think he had another great night. I think he's having a great season.
Yeah. Jared, you had a great tweet before you get to Hawkins that you said Javonte Green. It looks like Javonte Green shoots all double rims.
Yeah. We've all played basketball outside on the double rim.
I know exactly what you meant, but when you said that,
you got to shoot that shit with some force so it can just dive down. If it ain't all net, it ain't going in. Like, that's how he shoots. But that brother, he hoops. I've seen his style before. We can appreciate his level of intensity throughout a basketball game.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk more about Hawkins, Jared. I mean, obviously, just the confidence of the kid. And then also, what's this little mean streak? He challenges Draymond Green a couple nights ago. Now he wants to meet up with Ben Mathurin. Like, that was, I didn't realize he had that.
Shout out to PG County, man. Dude, just not taking no shit. That's kind of what it is, right? Like, not about to just say whatever you want to say. He feels like he belongs in this league now. As he should. He has the skills for it. Now he has the attitude that's kind of backing it up, and the opportunity. If he continues to play like he's playing, 2 for 8 from 3, that shit won't bother him. He's gonna come out and he's probably gonna attempt 10 threes the next game. So he has that identity about himself. Like, I'm here to hoop. I don't care who else is.
Oh, shout out to Lito.
And also, Jared, he's gonna have some runway here, right? So CJ McCollum out for 2 or 3 weeks. We're thinking it might be a little bit more. Herb Jones 2 to 4 weeks. We don't know with that, man. I hope these two guys are okay and they get healthy, but it gives opportunities for guys like Jordan Hawkins to come in and have Hawkins knows that he's either going to be starting games or logging 25 plus minutes a night.
Yeah, speaking of runway, I really wish he would have dunked that basketball on that fast break.
Boy.
But it probably needs to do some ball pounds, ball slaps or something. I don't know if that's pause worthy, but
debatable. It's a Friday.
Debatable. I think the minutes is key. Remember, we watched early on in Trey Murphy's career where a lot of guys were out and he necessarily didn't get this sort of runway. Hopefully we see that for Jordan Hawkins, for him to kind of take advantage and build confidence and continue to build. Maybe you see something in him that allows you to kind of move forward from someone else, and allow him to have this permanent spot on your offense and on your team.
Yeah. Okay. There was a moment there in the third quarter, Chaz. It was they went on a run. I don't know exactly the numbers, but it was Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Daniel Tice, Jordan Hawkins, Javonte Green. I thought they kind of took control there late in the third with that group. And then I think you said it was a couple nights ago that, when you have like Javonte Green and Brandon Boston kind of being these energy guys, right? Like they just kind of flip a little bit of a different lineup. They play quicker. I feel like Brandon played a lot quicker tonight, and so did Zion. But you surrounded Zion with Hawk, with Javonte, and Brandon was playing fast. I thought that was a good group.
Did you say Boston or Ingram?
So it was Ingram, Zion, Tice, Hawkins, Green. I think they went on like a 10-2 run. late in that third quarter. And I like that line. I'm just saying, if Brandon Ingram's going to play that fast with Hawkins, with a Javonte Green and or a Brandon Boston, I like that type of like lineup. And Tice can, rebound. If you can rebound, get stops, that type of lineup is good.
Yeah.
No, nothing. They play quick.
See, look, sometimes you just got to take the win. Right? like sometimes you just got to take the win. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm just taking the win. I want to see that lineup as little as possible. Like, that's to take
Chaz,
the win.
this is all we got, my guy. This is it for the next month.
I know,
this is it for the
that's
next
why
month.
I know, but it's like,
I guess Trey Murphy. I guess you could put Trey Murphy in for Tice. You could probably put Trey Murphy in for Tice. Like, this is what we're looking at.
Look, I just want to take the win. Look. Like a wise man once said, just because you put syrup on some shit, don't make it pancakes. just take the win. Look, everybody played well. From the entire roster contributed to this win tonight. I think everyone was impressive. Even like I saw someone say Will Kane. Yeah, Will Kane didn't have the best game, but these are guys you're going to play a little bit and just see what they got to offer, and then you're going to pull them. Like, and tonight he didn't have anything to offer, but Boston did. So I think I think they played well. I think honestly, and I think Willie Green outcoached or whoever. I'm gonna say Willie Green outcoached Carlisle, because I think Carlisle's having a terrible start to this season.
Yeah.
Well, his name is Will Kane. Who is Will Kane? Will Kane is some commentator. The dude.
Yeah,
Kane.
he used to be on ESPN. Now he political.
Yeah,
I said
Will
Will
Kane.
Jamal Kane.
Jamal Kane. Yeah. So I thought he was like.
Let's get to Yves Missi. Jared had a couple good plays. Let's go with the block first.
If you're gonna put Zion in the corner, put him in the corner for that reason.
Yeah, but you can't.
Not on
That and then
Friday, drop it over and let that young man take flight. Hand tap Friday. I see you, Eve.
Eve's first start of his career has I thought he was great tonight. His activity, by the way, he kept a lot of possessions alive that would not go very noticed. A lot of tip outs, whatever it may be, keep getting an extra possession. His activity's been unbelievable. The dunk and then obviously the blocks. But Jared, his first career start tonight, I don't see him not starting here on out. I really just can't see it.
I really, really didn't want to force Yves to start at this juncture because the rate, just the sheer rate of speed he's improving at is alarming to me. I'm almost nervous how fast he's improving.
Shout out to Chris.
Chris, what up, babe? Shout out to Ronald, my dog Ronald. He said start Yves. I'm like, yo, I don't know. I always said maybe 30, 40 games. But now it's almost looking like maybe he can. I just want to see him against the Jokers and see. He's probably not going to do anything against him. But
that's a good point.
How can you survive against a Joker? How can you survive against an AD? How do you do? And I don't want to put him out there in the waters at the beginning of a game. Then he picks up an early 2 fouls and then he can't.
Then you're really screwed. Yeah.
Then you're really screwed.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Jared. I didn't think about it like that. But still, Chaz, whatever. I've admitted I'm wrong. Whatever. It's still 5 games, but I'm just saying I did not think that he could be this productive with this amount of minutes to start the season. I really didn't. I don't think anyone really did. I love people oh, you're wrong. It's I don't think you did either. But he's been really productive. I think
a guy like Yves, who's a very busy player, I think he's a soft player's worst nightmare. Because you look at Ayton in that first game, not the second game, but Ayton first game is kind of you could push him around. Only when you're a player who's lazy or soft, and you got a guy who keeps moving, who has a really high motor, that's going to be the great equalizer. Again, like somebody pointed out, he only had 2 fouls in about 27 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. And he had 6 more rebounds than Miles Turner. Got the rebound on the missed free throw, if I'm not mistaken. He was he just totally out hustled those guys today. Now that being said, I would rather not start him just because I think a smart player you saw like in these Warriors matchups, it's like he was just taken out of the game. So I think a smart player or a coach who's more like in groove will be able to neutralize him a lot easier. But
I forgot about that play. That when he like did like a double pump, like he had good footwork, and I think he finished on the right hand side.
Kill Turner. He destroyed.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
He killed Turner. But I also would rather preserve his fouls for the second unit, play him in spurts, because you don't want to throw him out there too early and he loses his confidence.
Yeah, and like shout out to Yves, like he's really working his ass off too, man. He's seizing the opportunity and he just looks great. We got 200 likes. We got 200 likes.
50 more. 50 more.
Need 50 more likes. Thank you, Trauma, Corey, because y'all keep it.
By the way, guys, also, we've had a lot of members reach out to me and the group. If you are a member of the channel, make sure to reach out to us. We're sending out free shirts, package, and all that stuff. So we always appreciate your support. You always show up every single night, whether it's West Coast game, Friday night, Monday night. We show up because of y'all. So we really appreciate y'all. So we'll do the phone line about like 15 minutes. Jared, I thought Jose did just fine tonight. He had 12 points, 7 to 6. I've been seeing some people in the chat like Jose, it's bad, whatever. I was kind of confused. I mean, I thought he was very productive in the starting role. 12 points,
I
7
think
assists.
they're talking about the end of the game.
Oh, okay. Okay. 7 assists, 0 turnovers, 6 rebounds. Hit a couple threes, 5-12 from the field. I thought he did just a great job running the one tonight.
I just think that's a guy that can change and win you a basketball game. Knowing that he's going to get certain minutes, playing against somebody he probably looks up to in like TJ McConnell. So there's that competition there. Someone he probably wants to emulate and more so like a length of career type thing. But Jose can hoop, man. It's just putting him in positions to play with better talent on the court. And maybe, just maybe, he can have an impact on the game, which he's showing us year after year. It's just repetition for him. I would like to see him make those floaters, right? Get TJ McConnell on his back heel. You damn near just airball it from 5 feet away. I need Jose to knock that shit down.
Look, Jose had
a really good game.
Jose had a really good game. TJ McConnell's a problem.
He is. I want to see Jose go at his neck.
He did. TJ McConnell's good.
Rivals, bro.
No, that was a good little fun matchup to watch tonight. Chaz, any thoughts on Jose before we do the?
I thought he started the game, both games. I thought he started them both incredibly well because it's so important for the Pelicans to get out of the gates fast. To Five's point, when you play guys like Missi and even a Jose with starters, it magnifies what they do well. You know what I'm saying? So I think both of them did. Well, we speak about Jose specifically. I thought Jose started the game off really well. I thought his chemistry with Zion was paramount in the beginning, especially because, man, that first possession had me terrified.
Ooh.
I was like, they look like zombies out here.
It wasn't first possession. It was like the first 2-3 minutes, Chaz.
It looked bad.
But
they figured it out, and I thought Jose was a big part of that.
Yeah, and this is what drives me insane about rebounding, especially with Zion. Like, you watch Jose Alvarado box a dude twice his size and literally just caught it on the ground. Like, he almost caught it on the breadbasket. That's what rebounding is. It's just just will and want, and that's what Jose's got. I wish Zion had a little bit of Jose in him to where Zion should be averaging 10 or 12 rebounds a night. That was a little crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was a little. All right, give me a second. It's the new one. Yeah, sorry.
We ain't no motherfucking freaks. We some family men. We getting it paper. You know what I'm talking about?
That was probably one of my worst ones, actually. If Lito or Chris were on the show might have stopped.
No.
But I appreciate y'all's professionalism. You're professional podcasters. All right, so this is what we'll do. We're going to take about a 45-second break. Then we're going to drop the link for the fans in the comments section. If y'all have any questions, thoughts, you have about 45 seconds. You have questions for the guys or just want to talk about the game, drop the link now. You don't have to turn your camera on, but more respect if you do turn your camera on. And let's hear from Standard Mortgage, and then we're going to get to your fan questions and comments.
Buying a house is one of the largest financial investments you'll ever make. That's why you need the experience and the support of the Standard Mortgage team. Whether you're looking to purchase, refinance, or consolidate debt through a cash-out refinance loan, Standard Mortgage will help you every step of the way. For the last century, we've grown to 7 locations across Louisiana, but we've always called New Orleans home. While others are busy raising your rates, we're focused on raising the standard. Visit us today at stanmore.com, STANMOR.com, NMLS number 44912, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, here's a fan question comment section of the show presented by 4D Energy Drinks. So from Wade, Chaz, go with you. Could someone explain to me why the hell Indiana did not trap BI once? Warriors had a lot of success doing it the other night.
That was one of the things, like even on the play when you saw Zion do the back cut, it was like, I thought Indiana played really bad. I thought defensively, I thought Indiana played a very dumb game. And that's why I'm kind of like, how much of this is repeatable? Now, it's your job to take advantage of the mistakes teams make. But I think if anyone watches that film from the Warriors, I think you can replicate that probably 10 times out of 10. But they didn't tonight, and the Pelicans took advantage of that, and that's their job. So you ain't gonna be giving the other team no pointers like, hey, trap me up top so I can force the ball out of my hands. Like, you're not gonna give them no motherfucking pointers. So you go ahead and take advantage, and that's what they did.
Yeah. Jared, we'll go Jared, then Kozen join the show in a second. You said you wanted to talk about this, Jared, but Zion at the end of the in the post game saying he hurt. Go ahead.
See, listen, it's not. We've got 5 years specifically of data that we've seen, right? That Brandon and Zion haven't worked. It's not us saying we wish they don't play well together. It's not that. We just looking at what you've shown us. You guys haven't been able to play well together on the court at the same time. If it were different, we would say different. Matter of fact, if this version of you, right, the style in which you guys played tonight was a consistent thing, we wouldn't say that. Even if you lost tonight, we wouldn't say, hey, them guys can't play together. Because no, you've shown us time after time that was the difference. But now, you can't really say that, Zion. I get what you're trying to say, but you really can't say that. You haven't been successful being on the court together. That's just not what we've seen. It is what it is.
Brother, you just lost 3 games in a row. You just lost 3. You're fresh off of losing 3 games in a row. Like, go win 3, 4, 5 in a row, and the narrative will shift. Or it may shift. But, like, see, just take the win. Why motherfucker just take the win? Like, just take your win sometimes. Like, damn.
Just win and move on. Once again, we're about to go. If you want to join the show and just ask questions or comments, whatever, hit that link right there. It's also pinned in the chat. Y'all can come on, talk about the game. Welcome to the show. What's going on, man?
What up?
Whoa. What's good with y'all, man?
225 in the building.
You already know.
What's going on?
So, I mean, I agree with Chaz. I'm not too like hyped about it. I mean, I don't really think that highly of the Pacers anyway. I think last season was a fluke. They weren't even supposed to be in the conference finals. So
it's looking that way too, though.
They don't play no defense anyway. So yeah, we weren't supposed to win because we didn't have all our players. But at the same time, the Pacers not that good. My question is though, all right, so like, do y'all think we make any type of move soon? Like, it don't necessarily gotta be a big move. Just like, do y'all think we go get somebody else to start in front of Missi, or we name Missi the starter, then we go get another backup and get rid of like JRE or like Kane, or like go get Matt Ryan back? Like, do we do something?
Good question.
While we, injured.
We'll go Jared and Chaz. Always appreciate you, man. Thanks for the call.
Already, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yep.
Man, appreciate you, Cole. I don't know. I would hope it just seems like Missi's trajectory would be better if he had someone else in front of him, like a better center in front of him. Like he would be better. So I would hope in that aspect, and also the team's aspect, like you're still getting killed on the boards. So you might want to, beef up that side of your offense or that side of your team. So I don't know what you want to do. I mean, you look at guys out there like Walker Kessler that is known to be available. I don't know how you get him if you Griff. It seems like Danny Ainge is playing that game where whoever's involved, he's going to say no to try to raise that price to get as much as he wants, because he's done that time and time again. So hopefully we'll see something.
I'm gonna say, show this no limit tank. Keep it real with y'all. Looking at the schedule, I say sell high, wave the white Cooper flag and put yourself in the, because you ain't got no real ambitions this year anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the injuries just give you an excuse to say, all right, fuck it. Like, let's go big. That way you ain't got to worry about Zion necessarily. You ain't got to worry about Brandon. You ain't got to worry about all CJ and all that. If you got to lose, at least be in the running for something that could benefit you in the long run. And I say, man, you need to start looking at your Cooper flag sweepstakes potential personally.
Interesting. Two different points. Interesting. Welcome to the show, DJ Trauma Gaming. What you got, man?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
Stay there for a second. All right, let's bring on Jane. Go ahead, Jane.
Man, what's up with y'all, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up with you?
Chilling, man. First of all, long time follower of the fool. Big old fan.
Appreciate
Say, Chad,
you,
bro, I'm gonna let you know off the dump, man. You be speaking a whole bunch of facts that a whole bunch of people don't want here. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, Willie Green, you've been standing for years. Willie Green is masterful with a whole bunch of less. He be having too much dip on his chip, and when he got to go through a whole bunch of people and a whole roster to go through and try to get all his friends some minutes, the Pelicans fall short every time. They fall short every time. Hey, and another thing, CJ McCollum, not often enough, can he shoot you in a basketball game. He will more often shoot you out of a basketball game, and he is very selfish. He don't look for the players around him, so he don't make nobody better. So Jordan Hawkins actually played a better game. He do everything that he's supposed to do, that CJ's supposed to do. Jordan Hawkins played the right way. He should take his whole paycheck and CJ on back to them Blazers or something. Send them blazing. Let them blaze.
Jade, appreciate you calling in. Make sure to give me an email. We'll send you a care package. Appreciate all your support, man.
All love all the time, man. All love all the time.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Jared,
Appreciate you, John. Hey, he sound like what I think BG would sound like if he was like in this generation. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like
more up to date.
Yeah, more updated version.
Is that it? That's all you got, Jared? Is that what you?
I don't know. He didn't have a question, but I mean,
he just wanted to write about Jordan Hawkins.
CJ.
I disagree with him a little bit on that. Like
we all know, like we're pretty pro CJ on the show, but look, there's a lot of people that have a gripe with CJ. I'm guys average 20 over for a decade. I mean, he plays hurt. He's a hard worker. He shows up every night, but I do like his point about Hawkins though. Hawkins is you see the potential with Jordan Hawkins. So all right, DJ Traum, we're gonna try to get you again. Can you hear us?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yep.
How y'all doing, man? First off, I know we can't get into this too bad, but what were the refs on at the end of that game? Like that BI shooting foul, dude had the ball at his ankles, doing the Euro, whatever the fuck, you know what I'm talking about. He was doing the cross through, yeah. So I don't know what that really confused me. But ball on lie, they went 1 for 2. But I still don't like some of the Zion shots. Like he made them, but I still don't like he does that. He does that off balance, falling away stuff, like floating it up there. I just don't really like that. Like, I don't know. I still like y'all said last year, like I still think they kind of lack some offensive identity. That's still an issue, and that needs to get cleaned up. But I was happy to see they looked really cool in the first half rebounding, and then the second half, I was watching the stats the whole game on that. In the second half, we ended up having more than them. So I like to see that. But we ain't punting yet. We're not punting yet. Let's not punt it yet. Let's stick with them. Let's see. And the last thing I got to say is I'm sick of these people some of the people in the chat were talking about well, the Pacers are so injured. We're injured. Like, what are y'all talking about? We're really banged up. Like, a win's a win. We're in a National Basketball Association. This is a game. Like, a win is a win. Same thing with the NFL. Like, we beat them. We were injured. We were injured too. Like, we're missing people. Stop all that. And I did like some of the screenplay. The B.I. Zion screenplay was a little bit better. That's still got to get worked on. But if that gets right, I think we're gonna be all right.
Cool. Appreciate you, DJ Trout. Thanks for everything.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, dog.
Well said. Go ahead, Jared.
Hey, listen, everybody that comes on the show needs to be held to a certain standard.
You're right. We're an accountability show. We're an accountability show.
It's your first time, so we're gonna let you slide. But we banged up too. Hey. They say stall you out. I'm gonna stall.
He does make a good point. Appreciate you, Chaz. What are your thoughts on like some of his like Zion's? I guess fade. I know what he's talking about.
I understand what he's saying. I think that's the quote unquote, if you want to say, beauty or ugliness of Zion's game. Because to me, it's his ability. Zion's real true talent is his athleticism and his ability to make impossible shots, like from around the rim, impossible shots. Kind of like, again, I always compare him to Kyrie Irving as far as his ability to make those crazy, like go back to that Minnesota game after the what happened in Vegas. Go back to that game, and some of the shots this motherfucker was making off the top of the backboard, like the ball looked like it's going off the damn shot clock into the rim. Like, that's really his gift, truthfully.
He had a scoop left-handed layup tonight where I was like, I mean, it barely like touched the glass. I'm just like, how? It was crazy. Go ahead, Jared.
To Chaz's point, like, I think he is probably the closest thing to Kyrie we've seen in the sense of being able to create angles. Like, his ability to create angles off the backboard is almost otherworldly. I think they're probably the only two people that I've seen being able to do that. It's just unique for Zion because he's at this size and he has the athleticism. Like, I think he has to do those shots because he's 6'6", he's playing in the post. He has to be able to create some kind of angle to finish. So that's the reason why we've seen it.
Yeah. All right, let's get Terry up. Terry, appreciate you, man. What you got, man?
Terry,
what's good, baby?
Whoa, nah.
What's up, man?
I'm in better spirits today, baby. After that dub.
Go ahead.
Hey, dog, is it just me or we do more with less than less with dang, what I want to say? We do less. We do more with less.
We know. Yeah, they less than the sum of their parts.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, but that's Willie though.
I just
you gotta make it simple for him. You gotta make it simple for him. What, Justin? You coach. What do you think?
It's an interesting, like, you get guys like, I think Antonio Daniels made a great point tonight when he was talking about Jordan Hawkins. Terry, once again, appreciate you calling, all your support, man. Appreciate everything.
Hey, one quick question, one thing.
Sorry.
How do I become a member and get the package on the channel? I don't know how to do that.
Sure,
yeah, we're gonna post, but like, you got to go on the computer. You can't do it on your phone.
Okay, all right. I'll be looking for it. I'm like, man, what is it?
You go on the computer,
go on your computer, log in, and when you go to our page, it'll be right there in the front. You'll see it.
All right.
Appreciate
you, dog.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro. Be safe.
Chaz, like, Antonio Daniels made a great point about Jordan Hawkins and explaining how role players, like, Jordan Hawkins is hurt, but he's going to do everything he can play because role players understand that they don't have like these opportunities every single night. And so when you get like the Canes and the Bostons and even the Jordan Hawkins of the world, the Jose Alvarados, they're going to bust their ass every single night. And in the NBA, it's all about energy. It's all about as much effort as possible. Like Missi tonight, giving out just as much effort as possible. Same with Tice. Like, I just think there's a different type of energy when you have guys that have opportunities to play. And I think tonight you saw that. Now, is that sustainable over these next 4 to 6 games? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, the November schedule's brutal. The Pelicans do get a break with missing Paolo. I don't know if that game's in Orlando or if it's here, but they're going to miss Paolo. Yeah, I think it's at home too, but they're going to miss Paolo. And then, they get Atlanta. What, Sunday? Is Dyson going to play? Is he hurt? I don't know. So that's going to be.
You get Cleveland on the second night of back-to-back that Monday. Well, you're on the second night of back-to-back that Monday, so that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. So, it's just, I think role players understanding the urgency and their time to kind of shine. So that's why you see a lot of effort there. Wahab. Shout out to Wahab,
what's
man.
up, bro?
It's like 3 in the morning. Wahab, shout out to you, brother.
Well, what time is it? Like 6?
It is 3:28 in the morning.
3:28.
Oh,
You're
damn!
Jeez,
it's an early one, but yeah. I mean, I saw some things that were exciting. I mean, the win is great, and I'm happy with the win, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it because I mean the Pacers. I don't think they're a good team personally. Defensively, they're horrific, and we still looked a touch stagnant in the first half offensively, which is worrying against a team that is horrific defensively. But I mean, we all gave the coaching staff flack for how they performed recently, but it's good to see that they changed up the positions that they put Zion in. But he was seen on the elbow. He was seen catching it, in positions where he was in a clear side of the floor. He had Hawkins paired with him. It's things that can translate to future games. But I mean, I don't know. It's a tough one. We can't get too high on the wins because this team, I mean, it will disappoint in the future again. That's just inevitable. Unfortunately, it will disappoint. But it's good to see some adjustments be made. But yeah, I don't know how I feel, to be honest. But it's good to live in the moment and be happy with the win. But it's rough.
Before we get Jarrett and Chaz to answer that, Wahab, you are one of the most dedicated fans we have, bro.
Absolutely,
we really appreciate you. It's 3:30 in the morning, and you're here every single night. So we really appreciate you, man. So you are always welcome to join the show whenever you want. Go ahead, Five. Thanks for the call, Wahab.
Appreciate it, boys.
You, bro. You gotta send some stuff to Wahab. I mean,
if I can get it, Wahab, email me. If I can, we'll get to Australia. Fuck it, or wherever it is.
Wahab got his,
UK. Perfect. Even better.
Wahab got his Sweat Hotel 3 a.m. voice going. But he makes some great points, man. Some of the stuff we saw tonight, especially from Zion, is translatable to future games. But also we gotta, as a fan of just him, maybe in New Orleans, maybe the last couple of years he's been around, watching us, it can be some troublesome times where this team can disappoint you. They'll get you to a point where, hey, we got potential, and then fall off a cliff. So you gotta temper expectations, temper the excitement a little bit, and kind of watch the team on a game by game basis.
I make mistakes. I'm sorry. A little turnover. I had a turnover. All right, my bad. UK. Shout out UK.
Put your arm on.
My bad. I had to tap my chest. Tap my chest twice. My bad. We know it's your bad, man. That's my favorite. It's my bad. I know it's your bad. Go ahead, Chad.
I think to Wahab's point, that's kind of one of the things I worry about. What Five just said, there are some things, especially again, you got to add versatility to the offense. You saw a lot of that tonight with Zion because you didn't have to worry about CJ. You didn't have to worry about, you knew no one else was coming to save you. So you had to put yourself in the most advantageous position possible. The only thing I worry about with the Pelicans is that they don't have that reserve. No matter what, and I don't mean reserve as in play off the bench. I mean, no one's dependable for one thing every game, like Zion nor Brandon. It's Denver, they can struggle, but even if Murray, as he figures it out, you got the MVP. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, you got the MVP. Phoenix, no matter what, you got Booker. No, you know what I'm saying? So you have that reserve there to where it'll never get too low. Whereas with the Pelicans, it's man, I just saw Zion go 520 something. You know what I'm saying? It just gotta be. It gotta be. This is a champion hoodie, homie. I just got it off Champion. They don't sponsor the show, but if you want, we got hoodies though. We got hoodies. So
shout out John Deere.
I'm gonna hit me up on Twitter. I'll send you a link to our hoodies. But but yeah, it's just about having that to Austin. You got Hawkins, who's pretty consistent at this point. but he's still so young. It's tough to depend on a young guy for that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I share with Wahab. Just worrying about what's transferable.
All right, let's hit the super chats. Once again, appreciate y'all supporting with y'all super chat. So Jarrett, Miko, appreciate you, man. Hate the injuries, but love the opportunity. What the opportunity will do for Hawkins.
Yeah, man. We hope to see him. We hope to see him continue like his transformation right now. His ascension, consistency, right? That's what we like to see. The shots, the ability to run off screens. They were running plays for him. He may have not knocked down everything that they ran for him. Still, like, are you consistent enough to run that time and time again? Because knowing eventually you're going to need him to knock those down. Yeah. And we kind of saw that. I do want to see him being able to dribble the ball against pressure. I'm never getting off that island. I think that'll be something that he'll need in the future. So forcing him to do that now, I think you should at least try at some point.
Okay. Rick Wills only. Appreciate the super chat. You have a couple. Appreciate it. Green should play Zion more on ball to open up his game more, even if he's not in the shape to be doing, but it will get him in game shape.
I agree, mainly because Zion, it's all about knowing who you're dealing with. Zion likes the fun part of basketball. And once he's having fun, he'll do everything else. Pause. Once he's scoring, then he'll start rebounding. Then he'll start playing defense. You know, the handle will get better. But you got to start him off with a couple of – it's hard to manufacture easy possessions, but he scores easiest, you know, on ball versus posting them up, you know, and him just trying to figure it out. And, like, just start him off on ball and get the flow of the game going. I agree.
Yeah. Once again, appreciate the super chat, especially when it matters most against disciplined teams when it counts the most, because post Zion will not be as effective against real playoff teams. Completely agree with that. I think the way that they moved him around tonight from the corner to the block to the high post to top of the key, that's like being creative and just showing a defense a different look. And if you move Zion around, he's engaged, he's getting touches. As Chaz is saying, the defense picks up the rebound, the activity, the deflections, the steals. Like it's all just a domino effect with Zion. So really good points. Let's see.
We 18 likes away from 300. Come on, it's 400 people in here. Hit the like button. We're here Friday night. You know, we on that 4D. Ain't no built bar. You know, built bars. We family men. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit 300.
Yves Missi Rookie of the Year, Jarrett.
That's interesting. I could see it.
Quick.
It would be the team doing something like, you know, at least being fourth in the Western Conference, second maybe, and Zion being in the MVP conversation. I think that could be something where Yves could possibly be Rookie of the Year. This team can't be 500 and him have an opportunity. I can see him, you know, making the rookie team. I can see that
all-rookie team,
the all-rookie team, or at least being in the rookie challenge, sophomore rookie challenge, and during All-Star break. I can see that. Shout out to him, man. He was on the court with his fellow countrymen tonight. Shout out to Siakam, both from Cameroon. Like, I think that's probably like one of the coolest things I've seen even tonight. Well, man, imagine sharing the court with your countrymen. You guys have found a way to get to the NBA.
Probably too, like a hero of yours.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a beautiful part about the game.
Yeah.
Squad out. I think so. It's hard to take a guess at these days. Can 5 explain to me why Jerry had 9 minutes and Tyson had only 13? Why 3 minutes? So I'm thinking Tyson because of the injury, but the JRE stuff, Jerry, it's
Chung wild.
Yeah. just hey man, we just gotta deal with what we gotta deal with, man. Maybe that man wasn't supposed to be playing these minutes, but he just gotta figure it out. Just gotta figure it out, man. Hopefully, that man was thinking like Trey Murphy was about to ascend. You got Daniel Tice, Yves, you drafted Yves at 21. He was like, man, I ain't gonna never play Zion, about to be playing 35 plus. I'm not playing. But now you gotta play.
Internet tripping.
Yeah, Chaz, your answer. Jared, do you think can you walk me through why, maybe I'm not understanding, I guess contract wise, but why JRE was taking over Matt Ryan? Chaz, maybe I guess.
Probably because you needed help with the front court and versatility.
I get it, but like I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't always say I get it. I don't get it.
Well, also you got DeJounte. You drafted Antonio Reeves. Like you had a bunch of guards. Like you just had and he's not tall. He's not really great defensively.
I know, but does JRE play tall? I mean, I guess he can guard a power forward. I mean, Matt Ryan's terrible defensively. Don't get me wrong, but it's just
I'm with you. He's he can switch defensively. Matt Ryan cannot. That's probably the only
that's
thing.
fair. That's totally fair.
That's all I got.
But if your goal is to get up 43s, and you know, we could just go down a rabbit hole, right? Like we could. All right, so okay, Chaz, Green's coaching style works better against young teams that aren't disciplined or smart. Wolves only appreciate all your super chats tonight, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Chaz, go ahead.
I think Willie Green's coaching style works better against teams that are a bit more reckless. So that kind of plays in line with what you say about them not being disciplined or smarter. Again, the Pacers, they going through something crazy this year. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but like, I don't know if y'all follow the Pacers, but Tyrese, he had like a scoreless game earlier this season. I know people say they just beat Boston, but that's like a rivalry game. That's like if the Saints are 10-0 and they play the Falcons who are 0-10, it's going to be a tough game. It's anyone's game because rivalry games are always like that. But I think, again, Willie Green is a guy who's failed with to live up to the sum of his parts, pause. But when he's playing with lesser options, fewer options, it simplifies things because now you're not worried about CJ. You're not worried about DeJounte. You're not worried about JV getting a couple touches. Now you're just like, look, y'all just do what y'all do. The best player is going to shoot the ball the most, and that's what we're going to do. 301 likes. Shout the Ant for keeping us abreast of what's going on. Appreciate you, brother. Thank y'all for everybody joining
Appreciate
us tonight,
y'all.
man.
Appreciate y'all.
And everybody who hit the like button.
Y'all. All right. Yep.
Can I read something to you? Can I read something to y'all? Jordan Hawkins on getting to the confrontation, the verbal confrontation at the end of the game. I don't fear nobody but God. If somebody is talking to me crazy, I'm gonna talk back. I told you.
Where'd you get that from?
This is from the post-game presser. Shout out to Pelicans film room. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh,
dude's a savage, man.
I like that. Yo, to Token's credit, Dyson is another person who was like that, man. So the last couple of guys they've brought in, Yves Missi plays with an edge, like he doesn't seem like he's soft. Dyson, look, I never liked Dyson's game offensively, but Dyson wasn't no coward. Like every time there was a scrummage or something, Dyson was in the mix. So like you got to give them credit on targeting those type of personalities.
Y'all are saying some crazy shit in chat. I'll tell you, y'all get disrespectful.
Hey, I'm not even looking at it.
I see it. Like there's like a one-on-one going on here. If you all right, now, I ain't gonna even go there.
Yo,
Thomas, appreciate y'all. Wow,
wow.
Y'all, wow. Thomas, appreciate the super chat. Can Bi and Zion play together consistently and get everyone involved, even when they get healthy? I think this is the $1 million question. Like as Jared said, though, we've seen this for 5 years and how this plays out. Can they play like this consistently every single night? We haven't seen it. So I can't tell you, we're going to be able to see this consistently. Let's see what it looks like Sunday. Can they play the same exact way Sunday? Can Brandon play with pace? Can he be a 3-level scorer? Can he attack? Can he get up 8 threes? Can Zion, dominate the glass? Can he, be moved around and score in different ways? Can he set up other guys? Also, other guys got to hit shots too when they're open. Hawkins got to hit those open shots. Jose. You're going to be depending on, Brandon Boston and Javonte Green. So those guys have to step up as well. But I just want to see them, Jarrett, play the same exact way that they played tonight. That's it. And if you lose, you lose. But play the exact same way you did tonight, and then you can live with the result.
Yeah, just the structure of it, not like the reckless abandonment of it. Like have some ideals about what you want to do and continue to do that constantly. Continue to attack teams' deficiencies, right? Put them in disadvantages on themselves and being able to attack them. That's all we want to see. Good basketball. Your man Zion likes to go left, put him in the hot post, put a shooter on his strong side. Yes, do that constantly. Put Brandon and Zion in the pick and roll, have a shooter on the opposite side. Yes, do that. Run plays for your best shooter. Yes, do that. If 43s is your goal, at least try to get up 35. Like
I didn't even see the box. Let's see. So Pacers got
38.
Yeah, Pacers got 38. Pugs got 31. Whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna like pick through it. Take the win.
Take the win. Go ahead.
Yeah, the BI Zion.
Yeah. Welcome to another episode of Hell No. Hell no. Because, and this is the fucked up thing. This is why you kind of got to give Willie Green some slack. Because everyone's playing a different role. Brandon was running the point tonight. When DeJounte gets back, DeJounte's going to be running the point. Hawkins is going to probably get a little less bandwidth. When CJ and Trey come back, you're probably not going to see Boston. Like, if Herb is healthy, you probably don't see Boston. And that's the shitty part. It's like, and that's why you got to give Willie Green a little bit of slack, because it's like, damn, nobody's in the role they were intended for. So, but while they're in this situation, because it looks like it's going to be like this for a while, it's going to be like this at least 2 weeks. So keep doing what you're doing tonight, and let's hope that it all works out. Or don't, because you can wave the white Cooper flag. And yeah.
I see you, Power White. If you want to Power Right, if you want to come on the show, but it says device is not connected. So
it just connected.
Power Right, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Power Right?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah. You're loud. Yeah.
I'm real loud. Let me turn it down. My fault. Hold on 1 second.
You good?
Is that better?
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
What's up, man? What's up, guys? I really think that Willie should run that pick and roll with Brandon and Zion more often. I mean, it's an easy play. I mean, you got a 6'9" guy out in the perimeter, and you got Zion, big body. I mean, it's an easy play. I mean, that's an easy 2-point or easy 3-point shot all the freaking time. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, there's another thing, man. I really think that they need to utilize some type of triangle offense with Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram sort of reminds me of a Kobe Bryant in a way.
Keep going.
What I'm trying to tell you guys.
Keep going. We're listening.
That makes sense. Go ahead.
It does make sense. I mean, I think that they have too many people trying to run point guard. Find one person and let that person run point. All right. If you're gonna have if you're gonna have Zion running it, let him run it for the whole game. You know, I mean, it's just first you got BI doing it, then you got Zion doing it. It's really, really confusing most of the time when I'm watching a game. And plus it's really, really sloppy. And please stop posting up Zion. He's 6'6". He's not like I will watch the games and I would see Willie post this guy like he's some freaking 7 foot or some 6'10" power forward. I mean, my opinion, Zion is not really a power forward. Zion is like a 6'6" guard, like a Dwayne Wade without a jump shot.
You must be listening to Chaz, man. You must really be listening to Chaz a lot. I mean, he's saying the exact same thing.
I mean, that's what he is.
It's a fact. I'm not saying you're lying. It's just a fact. But Power Right,
like he's not a power forward.
He's not. Appreciate you calling in. I want to talk about that. Thanks
and look, before I go, guys, look, man, if they don't sign Brandon Ingram next year, a team will sign him. I mean, let's stop the nonsense. A team will sign Brandon Ingram next year if Pelicans does not sign him. There will be a team out there that's going to pick up that option and sign 6'9" Brandon Ingram.
All right.
Hey, hold on. Where you from, bro? Where you from?
Huh? I'm from Charleston, man. Charleston, South Carolina, man.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, Geechee. Oh, my people. All right.
Oh, that's fire, bro. Oh, that's cool.
Well, appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in.
No problem, guys. All right, hold it down, man. Love your show.
Have a good one, man.
All right,
thank you, man. So Jared, yeah, he brings up a good point, but I remember talking about this with you about a couple weeks ago about like that high PNR, and then as he's saying though, I completely agree with him. The easiest play you could possibly do with the Pelicans is a 2-man game with Brandon and Zion on the left-hand side. It makes the most sense to me, and they finally ran it tonight. I don't even know if that was like actually. I thought they might have accidentally ran it, but they ran it. Like I feel like they fell into it.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes the best. Man, I can't even say that. The best, you go out to the club, you meet somebody. The best, you ever had was the stuff that you fall into. Is the one that you just fall into. You ain't playing it; it just happened. So yeah, the best play we probably seen from them, it just happened. But he was talking about like a triangle offense. I could see them running some semblance of what Golden State runs, where it's like a
split action, post
split action from the post, which again is almost like a triangle. It's three people in the action, right? The ball handler, you have the screener, and the guy cut it. Like that is something that I would love to see from the Pelicans, some semblance of that. But again, I don't know if you have that creativity. So I'd settle for a pick and roll with Zion and Brandon.
Yeah. Well,
let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead, Chaz.
Yeah, I want to ask you, do you think it's transferable against good teams or smart teams?
With this group?
What is
no? I mean, with your starting.
Wait,
no, not the triangle, not the triangle. I mean, just running multiple actions with those two, with Brandon and Zion.
Well, it depends. Do you think teams will respect Brandon shooting the three? To me, it seems. I don't know. I feel like they've stepped up. I mean, of course, you're like, yeah, you would say that. I probably say that too. But like, for a team that doesn't follow the Pelicans all the time, I mean, obviously, Brandon Ingram. I'm just saying though, if he's hitting at 38, what does he shoot? I don't even have the stats in front of me. But if he's shooting, 38, 39% on 4 or 5 attempts, you don't think that would be?
I think he would have to be very comfortable shooting it with limited space.
I mean, shooting 41% on.
That's the question. Can you shoot it with very limited space and tight coverage? Because if he's doing that, if he's shooting over people, he's gonna get to the free throw line. Like Hawkins, he's gonna continue. He's gonna get fouled. Gonna get to the free throw line. They're gonna hit Brandon on his elbow, and I think that's really a threat if you're shooting it under tight coverage. But if you're gonna, like what we saw in the Warriors game, and sometimes in that Portland game, if you're dribbling, you're taking steps into coverage just to get to the mid range, I don't feel like the steak is worth the sizzle.
I mean, my biggest thing, can Zion set solid screens? Because if you just set a solid screen, you're going to get an advantage. I think
you could create some separation. Yeah.
Create some separation where Zion actually seals that defender, then rolls hard to the rim.
Justin, we talked about this on the phone, right? I like I said, it takes two people to tango when you're doing when you're setting your screen, right? It's the ball handler, it's the screener. Half the time we see calls of moving screens because the ball handler is moving faster than the screens being set. Also, we've seen times where the screener is pushing in the back because they don't know how to set a proper screen. Like, it goes both ways. It's on both of them to be able to understand what screen and how they want to screen and create an advantage. For Brandon, you talked about Brandon shooting a three. Tonight, he shot a three over Obi Toppin that I wouldn't have saw him shoot when I wouldn't have seen him shoot last year or previous years, right? Obi's sitting on his shooting hand and almost just daring Brandon to shoot, and he still shot it and made it three. So, and I believe it was in the second half. So that lets me know it's like, all right, close game, you'll still shoot it. Can you do this on a consistent basis? Are you going to be scared to do it? Is it just going to be tonight where you're going to do this against Indiana, a bad team? Are you going to do this against a good team in Minnesota, right? Are you going to do this against the Lakers? You're going to do this against the Nuggets, not the Nets. Sorry. That's what I want to see from Brandon. Are you going to do this consistently?
All right, so hour 18 in, we'll get through 3 super chats. We'll probably call it a night. We'll be live again Sunday. Once again, appreciate y'all's support. So, Chaz, another game. I guess Ingram going last in intros is wild, and Zion's going first. Someone must be on cloud 9 over there.
I don't know. I think I spoke about it a bit earlier. To me, nothing with the team fundamentally changed, and even with like Chris Valdez, he made a point about the DeJounte unlocking everything. Like, haven't we seen what he unlocked? It's like, no, brother, because they never played together. Like, they've never played together. The thing with the announcing thing, I just feel like it's a bad practice. It's just like your best player not being the highest paid guy. Like, there's never going to be a clear hierarchy until you create a clear hierarchy. So I don't approve of it, they might feel like it's not a big deal, but I think no one else does it that way. I'll just say that. Most teams don't do it that way.
Appreciate you gaming. Wear my Hawk and one as we closed it out. Oh yeah, he did have an and one. Beautiful move off baseline, right? I think it was right off Zion on the right baseline. Laid up, his left hand got fouled. That was a nice move. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate you calling in. Jane, once again, appreciate your super chat and you calling in. I'll pay to say this. I don't know if it's the camera view we get, but we pass up a bunch of lobs.
Passed up a couple today.
Yeah. We just also, like, we don't have a guy that can throw. I mean, Jose's okay. I mean, Brandon threw a good lob, but like CJ's one of the worst I've actually ever seen.
Yeah.
Zion doesn't really throw lobs, but Zion don't really have anyone to throw to, I guess, would be Missi.
Yeah, it would be Missi now.
Yeah. So, all right. By the way, Jared, did you know, my dad told us today, shout out to my dad, Wendy's is closing over like 100 different locations.
What?
Did you hear this? I was like, damn, Jared's gonna be fucking devastated. I was like, what is this?
We got Company Burger.
Devastated. We still got Company Burger. Shout out Company Burger. Looking for free tots tomorrow, by the way. We all are welcome. Free tots. Mention Pro Pels Talk. You get free tots with the purchase of anything at Company Burger. But yeah, Jared.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Wendy's.
Yeah. Walgreens closing like 1,600 locations too. The economy rough, man.
This is it's just not good. It's just not good at all. All right, appreciate y'all. Just an hour 20 in. We're gonna close it out tonight, and we'll be back Sunday. We'll be live after the game. So the game's at 6, so we'll probably be live like around 8:30. Hit that bell notification, let you know we're going live. Subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button.
Company Burger ad.
Yeah, we'll play Company Burger.
Chung, we gotta play it for Chung at this point.
Chung's been out of. Chung's just been out of. This has been a bad week for Chung. Who's gonna be? We have. We'll have fan of the week on Sunday. Chung, you sicko. Company Burger is the official burger of Pro Pels Talk and Boot Crew Media. Located at 4600 Ferret Street, Company Burger has been locally owned and operated for 11 years. Grind the meat, bake the buns, make the mayo, get the homemade tots. Company Burger uses Creekstone Farms prime beef to create the best burger in the city with milkshakes to go and a full bar. Company Burger is open every day besides Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Can't make it out? No worries, we have you covered. You can order online right now at thecompanyburger.com or check them out on the Toast or Uber Eats app. Company Burger, the official burger of Boot Crew Media. Fucking unbelievable.
Hey, I'm going over there tomorrow. I'm going to Company Burger.
I'm going to get some free tots tomorrow. Hey, free tots. See y'all Sunday. Later.
Peace, man.